Hello everybody, we are in Bimotor today. Welcome in the headquarters in Chirié. Very often, company locations are not casual, and this concept applies also to Bimotor SPA. The Fiat truck distributor in the 20s of last century and the FPT distributor in the last 30 years. It is headquartered in Chirié, that is part of the Turin metropolitan area, very close to FPT. Bimotor distributes currently FPT engines in northern Italy, in Spain, in Portugal, France, Slovenia and Croatia. More recent agreements with other brands enlarge Bimotor to enlarge the area of sales, becoming able to distribute standard products also overseas. Bimotor sales structure has a matrix approach, so that we have teams, specific teams that cover specific applications, such as power generations, marine and industrial, where for industrial we do not really cover only self-propelled application, but also stationary, water pump and firefighting application as well. Bimotor employs more than 78 people that works in the headquarters here in Chirié, in the operational seat in close to Venice, in the local office in France, and in the sooner to open subsidiaries in Spain. The role of service provider is becoming more and more relevant, and it prevails on the pure distribution one. The need to reinvent ourselves, to become able to put new products on the market, to intercept new and specific market needs has become our evolution driver. The proof of that is the project which led Bimotor to develop a new engines family which cover a power range between 70 and 240 kilowatts, compliant with UL and FM, which are the two well-known international bodies in the field of firefighting application. The job has not been easy at all. It took more than 1 year and a half and establishment of a team, a technical team consisting of 6 people, which led to a result to be very proud of. But what was the reason that made Bimotor decide to take this new path? Let's go to ask today to the 2 people that allowed all this to be happen. Mr. Ettore Brunero, the Bimotor General Manager, and Filippo Brunero, the project leader and the heart of the project. Let's count with me to ask them what is behind this decision. Good morning, Mr. Brunero. Just really let us the chance to ask you some questions about your decision to enter in the field of UL and FM. So, Mr. Brunero, where does the input for the development of a new sprinkler engine compliant with the directive imposed by UL and FM come from? Which numbers are we talking about? And could you provide us some hints about the sprinkler, the worldwide sprinkler market size?
We should start describing the world-scale sprinkler market scenario, which is worth about 30,000 engines per year. A part of these may be classified as listed engines and comply with homologation regulation defined by specific bodies such as underwriter laboratories and factory mutual. It corresponds more or less to 1/3 of the worldwide sales. Remaining part, so-called not listed, complies with technical requirements defined locally and not in large scale. The majority fraction is worth about 20,000 engines in the world. While many manufacturers produce engines that comply with generic regulation, few of them are instead open to the listed ones because it is an activity that is not so suitable for a large manufacturer but for small and medium-sized specialized companies. Clark Energy dominates this market, controlling the majority share, I believe even over 60% of it. It uses John Deere engines in the low and medium size field and Dawson in the high one, above 250 kW. Clark has made the base engines in line with the specification of the homologation bodies, such as FM and UL, branding it with its own name.
Thank you very much for your background and all this interesting information. Based upon that, what are the Bimotor's objectives and targets on this field?
We set ourselves the goal of getting a foot in the door of listed engines. At the beginning of last April, we obtained the FMUL certification of the entire range of engines, based on the famous NEF 4 and 6 cylinder, produced by FPT Industrial, which allow to cover the power range between 70 and 240 kW. We will therefore compete with the most renowned player in this sector with a range of 6 engine listed FMUL, which will be distributed as Bimotor engines.
Mr. Brunero, could you tell us why this running up to firefighting field?
That of the listed product is a very exclusive community, where the product must follow stringent requirements defined by UL and FM and continuous audit, certify that the product placed on the market is 100% in conformity with the approved one. We are talking about a market where Italy is in a marginal position and is divided more or less 30% in Europe and 70% in the rest of the world. Bimotor currently sells about 500 engines per year in the sprinkler range, about 2% of the world market. We want to grow because we are convinced that the product developed by Bimotor has an excellent quality level, able to compete with the market leader, Clark.
Thank you very much, Ettore, for this very interesting market overview. We have understood the scenario in which Bimotor have placed his first feet competing against a market leader as Clark is. So I think it's now time to discuss with Filippo Brunero to understand the difficulties that Bimotor had faced during the development of this top of the range, we have understood, product, able to compete against the market leader. Thank you again, Ettore.
Thanks
Reinaudo.
Thanks a lot.
Hi again, we are here with Filippo Brunero. Hi Filippo.
Hi, nice to meet you.
So we have understood from Ettore Brunero that this project was very challenging for you. First of all, how was the relationship with the authorities and what did you learn?
Well, the dialogue with both you and the firm has always been fair, continuous, and let me say fruitful. Okay, there was no space for gray areas, and this is kind of natural while dealing with Americans. But talking to us, what do we learn from it? Well, we are people from Piedmont. That means that we are always used to underestimate our goal. But with this development success story, I think we scored an important one. That's what we learned, that we are capable of developing things.
And Mr. Brunero, Ettore Brunero says that Bimotor has developed a top-of-range product
Thanks.
with a very interesting solution, technical solution. Could you describe that briefly?
Well, developing such a product means focusing on two parallel drivers. On the first side, you have to consider total attention for the end user. That means you have to keep in mind that maintenance has to be considered as simple as possible and provide easy access to all relevant components. On the second side, we focus on the real product itself. We perfectly know engine is not an orange. You have to squeeze out every single drop of juice. As kilowatt, we're just, like you say, drop of juices. And we're really focused on the robust design of the product. We like to design tough stuff. Last but not least, we focus on the efficiency of the whole system by redesigning the cooling system and consequently optimize the combustion of the engine.
So it seems that you have developed and you have done really a quite deep investment in the development of this engine. What has been the greatest difficulties that you have to face? Because it seems that you have really faced quite a lot.
Yeah, for sure. But you see, some of us used to or like to venture to the unexplored. And it may have sense if you want to traveling around the world, meeting people and having new experiences. But while talking about engines, mechanics, or generally speaking, technical stuff, there should be no space for exotism. And we got the best engine core and the most robust design engine core there's actually on the market, which is the FPT engine. And then we decided to build around it the best possible dress we could think of. And we did it. And what was not easy is the merge of the typical Italian creativity with the pragmatic American approach. And starting from this difficulty, I think we won. And we made this one of the best selling points of our products.
Hey, thank you very much. It seems really very interesting, and we are really very. We want really to have a look at this product because the curiosity is raising up. Really, thank you very much again, Filippo. And I think that it's time now to go and to have a look at this product in details. And we are going to have a walk around of the engines and also some phases of the SE production. I think it's time now to reach our colleagues Gianni and Reinaudo in our workshop. So stay with us and follow me. Bye.
Bye then.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Many thanks to Mr. Ettore and Filippo Brunero, and many thanks to Rinaldo. We are here today in order to make a very short walk around on our Bimotor product, the engine dedicated to UL and FM application. About this system, we have the FPT engine, and around of this engine we have many components that are Bimotor components, Bimotor product, and today we want to analyze components per components. About the range of the power, we have the minimum value around 78 horsepower to the maximum that is 303 horsepower at engine revolution that is 2,940 RPMs. Well, in terms of kind of engine, the list of the engine is very huge. We start with a 4-cylinder aspirated engine and 4-cylinder turbo, 4-cylinder turbo intercooler, and then 6-cylinder turbo intercooler. Okay, in terms of the specific Bimotor components, here we have a new air filter, Then we have a protection here, a cover related to the exhaust system in order to protect our hands in respect to the hot surface. And then here we have a new system related to the heat exchanger air-water in order developed by Bimotor in order to increase the power of the engine and the thermical efficiency of the engine. In terms of cooling system, we have here the new heat exchanger developed by Bimotor in order to increase the efficiency of the cooling. And here, visible in this position, we have the recovery button. In terms of sensor on these engines, we have a different kind of sensor. In terms of water temperature sensor, we have two of this kind of sensor. One is related to the low temperature sensor, and the second, as usual, is related to the high level of the water temperature sensor. Always talking about the cooling system, here we have a very important component that is called the cooling loop. That is mandatory for FM regulation and not for UL regulation. The cooling loop is divided in two different parts. The primary channel that is here indicated below, in lower position, and the secondary channel that is here in upper position. We have some components installed on the cooling loop. Here we have a sensor for the indication of the flow, the water flow, and the temperature of the water. Then here we have a filter. Here we have a pressure regulator that is regulated to 3 bars. And here we have electrovalves. Then here in the secondary channel, we have again a filter, again pressure regulator. One of the most important components of the UL-FM Bimotor system is here represented. This is the command and control panel developed by Bimotor, and in order to be able to install this panel on this engine, many checks was done, for example, related to the firing protection, related to the shock protection. This panel is here visible, and it's possible to see many indicators here in this position. For example, the RPM speed, then here we have the oil pressure indicator, then water temperature indicator in degrees Celsius, and then 2 voltmeter, because the engine is equipped with 2 batteries, and it's possible to manage in 2 different ways the crank of the engine. Then we have here below another system that is related to the crank of engine in a remote way. We have the manual switch that is possible to switch on and switch off in order to start with the engine. Obviously, we can manage all the entire system in automatic way. This means that we need to export all signal from the engine, from the panel. Inside, in fact, here inside, we have an electronic board where all signal are exportable. Everything is done in order to reach only one target, and this target is the approval from UL and FM. And here we have the labels that is the indicator for each engine. Each engine will be tested here in Bimotor with a test around 15 minutes to 2,940 RPM to the maximum power of the engine in order to certify the quality of our product. So, about this very short walk around on the ULFM engine, we are done. Now I have to send back this engine to our production department in order to finish it because some labels are missing, and we have to send this engine within today to our customer. Hi Reinaudo.
Thank you very much, Gianni. Thank you very much, Gianni, for this walk around, and thank you everybody for your attention. This video had the aim to try to explain you something very important for us, and I think also for our mother company, FPT Industrial. Bimotor is not any longer a pure distributor. We have tried to make you understand that we are now, or we feel, and we are sure that you feel as well, able to develop solutions, technical solution components that are compliant with the more stringent regulation all over the world. And in this case, talking about firefighting system, we are talking about compliance with UL&FM regulation. The other point is that the synergy between FPT Industrial that gave us the base engine and Bimotor allows us to create an Italian product that is able to compete against the market leader that is worldwide recognized as a Clark. Let me say, we thank very much our mother company FPT Industrial to give us the chance to show this. And this is, for us, is just really a beginning of an adventure, we hope a successful adventure, where we are proud to represent Italy and to bring in the world the flag of the Italian technology. Thank you very much.